Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to our daily stock market insights with Miss JD over here. Time now is 1:50 in the morning, April 15th, 2021. So this review will serve as a pre-open discussion for our April 15th market day. Okay, so what's important is we are able to review before the market opens. So, right, if this is the video you'd like to watch every single day, I'm inviting you to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos, which happens every single day. All right, now let's first talk about very quickly. I'm just going to show you this. So right now, this is how, so the market, the US market is currently open, and as you can see, S&P 500 is already showing signs of recovery. Dow is also showing signs of recovery, and normally when the US market starts to recover, we're a little bit behind. So if they start to recover today, chances are tomorrow or in the following days there will be a domino effect on our end as well. So that's just what I have observed so far. Actually, it started recovering so far since yesterday. I've already seen a lot of our stocks in the U.S. market already showing good trends or good performance. So let's see if it is going to create a domino effect in the Philippine market. But let's go ahead and have a deep dive on how our market is performing, particularly our index. So as you can see right over here, so we've been respecting the downtrend channel as a whole. As you can see right here, this is still, let me just move this, following this trend line. Okay, where is that? So this is still a downward direction, right? And overall, it is respecting our MA20 line. And as you can see, we're still moving below the MA20. I'm using my Bollinger Band here, and the settings I did not tweak, uh, and it's just the default, which is MA20. So we are still being rejected right here, but one thing good is that when it dipped this time around, this is the second day, and so far it is trying to establish a support right at this level. And let us see tomorrow or later today and in the coming days, let's find out if this key level is going to hold and sustain and probably validate our assumption that indeed this is now a support area that we're trying to establish right here. And mind you, it is an area, therefore it could potentially slip downwards a little bit or a little higher. But point is, it should be around the 6,400 level. But I like that we had green today, although it's not sustainable yet, given that the volume is still very minimal. We're still moving below the average. The cloud that you see right here, that is the average volume. Okay. At the same time, one thing that I'd like you to notice, right? Let's say if the stock goes down, but this is the index. If an index or a stock goes down, and then slowly we build the volume, like this one, as we move higher, the volume is also increasing, then chances are it will continue to move higher. Although the movement up here did not really sustain. However, one thing you need to take note that if we are to build a story around this setup, what happened here is that as we move higher, well, slowly people are already accumulating, right? When we dip right here, volume is also not that much. It's just super flat. So what we're waiting for is just to try to observe an increasing volume as we go near the edge over here and see which direction will really win. Okay, so the moment we see a volume starting to increase, perhaps like we the trend is moving up here, volume that is, and we're just staying flat here. And then I would say buying sentiment is already starting to pick up, like what we have here too. See that? So um, flat over here, we're doing sideways. We also had somehow very familiar look over here, like this one, okay, and then flat again, but look, starting to build some volume outside the cloud. That means volume is starting to pick up, and it's also supported by the uptrend movement right here. So that's why there's a sustained growth there. See this? It's also moving higher and higher each time we go up. So it's supported by a volume. It's nice to have that kind of movement, and it's supported by volume because that way we can say that it is a more sustained movement or rally to the upside. Okay, so now let's talk about the most trending stocks. Just a minute. Let me also check. Maybe I have some requests. Okay, there you have it. So we have a request from Thomas Lishka. Thank you for dropping by. Let's first check SSI and Max's. And of course, you're welcome, Sai and Arlen. Guys, I really would appreciate if you can also take the time to drop by and let me know your thoughts. Let me know if these insights are also helping you. Whatever feedback you have, I really appreciate it. I read all of your comments. Chris Dane over here, for some reason, yeah, he was able to catch our video from a long time ago. Thank you for your comment. I will first talk about SSI because this is a request. There you go. SSI staying flat, and we're now starting to become more constricted. So that means we just have to wait. And if it's starting to become more constricted in an extended period of time, chances are it will just like erupt like this one. So hopefully the next direction where it will encounter a breakout of the Bollinger Band is to the upside, because we have already significantly dropped, and I think we're already at a look at that, very, very cheap level. It is now an accumulation phase. So for those people who believe in the fundamentals of this company, we are currently, I'd say, at a very good area to start accumulating. Yeah, so this is an accumulation phase. So for those holders out there, you are in a very attractive level. Although what we're trying to see here is like what I mentioned earlier. We want our volume to pick up. But what I can see here is that, so as we go down, the volume is also starting to decrease. Therefore, people are no longer selling and are holding onto their position. It's just that it's not very attractive as of yet in the eyes of many, because we don't have a lot of trades right there. See that? It's only 58. So the moment we see the volume start to pick up again, like this one starting to increase, then chances are we could be inviting more interested traders or investors to come in and have some exposure here. And that's the time we could see a significant move going up. For those people who are position traders, you need to have that patience, because if you want to enter early in the game, chances are we could have an extended period of sideways, and it can happen. But again, the payoff here is that you were already in early in the game, right? MAXS. I'm not plotting any resistance as of yet, because given that we only have 58 trades today, chances are I don't see any big moves unless there's a moose. But for now, I just see a continuous flat line or sideways for SSI. So I'm not plotting any resistance yet. MAXS, almost the same look. We're now at the MA20 line, almost. and we have a support formed around the 592 level. So my expectation is it's either we could do flat line, but I think this is already a very cheap level, so it's either a flat line or sideways. And the next possible move is the reverse, which is to go up. Okay, so 592, very very cheap level right here for MAXS. See that the potential is so huge. Wow, oh my goodness. At one point it even reached as high as 30. There, and we're just right at the bottom. So it might take some time, guys, so just manage your expectations. Okay, now let's and that is for the request of Thomas. Thank you for dropping your comment. Now let's take a look at the trending stocks here. Ali, wow. So I think I included Ali in my review last night, and I said I'm still on the bearish side. We could still continue the downtrend, but interesting that we have this kind of candlestick today, because when this thing appears at the possible support, then chances are we could be reversing soon. Like this one. This is the reverse of that. It came out at the resistance area, then the bounce did not last, and then it dropped again. Okay, so this is what we're trying to see here. Selling volume is still high, so but then again, interesting to see the second day now that we landed right here. So this is what we're going to do. There's also resistance right here. I am going to plot a possible support. Possible, because if this gets negated and we continue to move downwards, then that means this is invalidated. Okay, but for now I'm pegging a support, just so you can closely monitor this key area over here by tomorrow. If most of the action happens higher than the 33 area, then chances are we could be reversing any moment from now. But if the price action continues to drop below 33.19, then expect that there will be some more dips. Okay, let's continue and talk about ACEN. ACEN over here, after a drastic drop from the previous day on the 13th, somehow we looks like we are respecting the MA20 level, not exactly on top of it, but very near. So I'm thinking we could be establishing a support at this level now. So overall, I think look at, my 2 cents here is look at ACEN on a mid to long term range, because there's really a lot of possible growth for this stock in the coming months or even years. So 727, if you want to do test buy right there, that's already a good area to try out. Dito also creating a support, and it is respecting our MA20 line. We're still on a constricted Bollinger Band. So for those people who want to accumulate, this is a good level to try to do test buy. 1.4 million on foreign buying, so that's interesting. No volume as of yet, so slowly, guys, our investors are starting to have some exposure, starting to invest right here. So I'm telling you, institutions are very wise. They don't put everything in bulk, otherwise the rest would notice it, right? And chances are, it could push the price higher and higher, and then anything can happen. They could just have a short-lived, a profit there. So that what they want to achieve here is in a very subtle way. They're starting to accumulate when no one is interested, so that as it goes higher, they could also exit in tranches, so they don't make erratic moves in the market. That's why sometimes in a day you will have um, what do you call this, ceiling plays, because the sentiment of the institution, some big players, some retailers are all uh, within that day, they're all into that stock. That's why it's really pushing the price so much. Okay, so for the stock, just do test buys there. Okay, there's still a long way for this dito. We're just starting it, so I think this is a good area to accumulate. Wow, Converge is starting to show some, uh, starting to make itself noticed with the volume that we have today. So this could be an area that we're establishing a brand new support. There's a slight overshoot below the MA20 line, but this being a second day of landing at this level, and there was also an accumulation and support right here. We could, okay, there's a possibility that this now is establishing a support at the 1777, and the nearest resistance I see. So if you're just trading this in the short term, maybe you can get in as near as you can to 1777 and then exit at 19. I don't know the news, but what's in the press release? Try to check that out, guys. I have not checked that. MBT ended with a green today. That's nice. So we could. Is this a possible support? Let us see. Okay, but just on the conservative side. We could have a long wick down below, touching the 42.98 before it takes off fully. I have a resistance here. Look at that, right at this level. A resistance here as well. And as we go drop, chances are we could be touching this before it officially takes off too. So that's something we need to prepare for. Overall, MBT is MBT. Even though it dropped, I was just very happy personally. I was able to take advantage of this, so I don't really mind if it has dropped right there. So at least I was also able to buy more down below here when it dropped. We're just waiting for it to recover, because look at the big picture right here, guys. One, MBT is a very stable company. Number two, it has dropped significantly. Therefore, the payoff is bigger right there. Okay, let's talk about BDO, right? So I said earlier, I mean the other day, that we could be establishing at the 100 level for our support, and looks like, okay, with a green engulfing candlestick today, this could also mean that could be, right? We could be done with the accumulation or the sideways, and we may potentially see a reverse movement now. Pretty similar with MBT. BDO's setup right now is looking very, very attractive. It has also dropped significantly, and so the payoff could be really good right here if you are only patient, right? Patience is key, guys. Especially if you're dealing with very established companies, and you want, and you don't really mind to have uh, any income from the market every single day, which means you're into long-term investing. Um, put some in the big players so that you can sleep well at night. You don't have to worry, even if it's dropping or it's just doing sideways. You're confident that you're invested in a solid company. So MBT, BDO, highly recommended. Pure Gold. We just crossed the MA20 line down below here. So It's still very unstable, guys. I'm still on the conservative side. We could, well, one, we're not sure. This could mean, I'll just plot a support right here because this has been the third day where this area is being respected, but tomorrow or later today could be a make or break day. Let's observe if it is going to hold right there. Otherwise, we might go down to more and probably drop around the 35-50 area. Yeah, before it recovers. But it looks interesting and promising right here. Support is formed at this level. So just for the purpose of, marking key areas, monitoring key areas of focus, 3694 and 3553 could be our potential support levels right there. BSC flat line, not much of a movement, but you have your 101,000 net foreign buying here. So this is the support I'm looking at. This could be already establishing a support, right? Let me just see. What you can do sometimes here, you use your Fibonacci retracement tool, find the lowest point, okay? And this is what I see. Then find the highest point. This is what you see. I use just the body, then I use just the body here. If I add the wick right here, then I have to add the wick right here. But looking at this alone, I already see a possible, this stock is potentially respecting a Fibonacci key level right here, which is at the 0.236 area. So this could be a hint now that this stock is just going to bounce at this level and then continue to move up again. So a Fibonacci retracement tool allows you to measure key areas where a stock could potentially bounce and continue its uptrend direction, right? So interesting. BSC, I think that is it for this evening, guys. I hope one of these stocks I mentioned and I discussed are in your portfolio, at least, or is one or two are in your portfolio. So at least you can be more prepared later today. So I'm not a financial advisor, okay? I have a different profile as yours. So what I'm saying here could apply to me, but may not apply to you. So only get those things you see value or where you find value and apply it in your trades. But if you totally feel that Miss JD's profile does not fit my profile, uh, there's no pressure here. Um, I really appreciate your time watching the video as well. Okay, so let me know your thoughts, guys. Make suggestions. Sometimes I try to think of ways on how we can innovate our channel. So you'd see some videos sometimes that's not really very specific to the stock, but I'm just experimenting. Let me know if you want some new approaches to our videos, then I can try them out too. And let's see if it will work. But for now, if you want to see these stocks being reviewed every single day. I do review stocks daily, especially on the trending ones, highly traded stocks for the day. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Bye bye for now.